Alrighty, welcome back. We have Miss Angela, what's it, Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh.
How you doing, Miss?
It's me.
Me and Angela met at the gym. She works out at F45 where I coach. And yeah, she's a pretty dope human being. You came to LA for dance, right?
I did originally.
What type of dance did you do?
I did everything that had a paycheck linked to it.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I guess I shouldn't say that, actually.
I feel like dance doesn't have a paycheck connect to it.
No, I'm kidding.
Here,
Anything that was paying. No, I was classically trained in all, tap, jazz, ballet.
Is there a lot of money in dance? Like, I don't know.
There wasn't when I moved here 11 years ago. I think it's definitely gotten more, the industry has gotten more respect, and like every performance now has tons of dancers. The Voice has backup dancers. They're kind of everywhere. But I did feel like when I moved here 11 years ago, the jobs were harder to come by.
What did you always want to be a dancer?
I grew up dancing competitively, so I loved it.
Sure.
You thought I was good at it.
What was your favorite like dance? Like was it ballet? Was it
jazz?
Jazz?
Just like classical jazz.
So what does jazz consist of? Because like I can picture a like ballet dancer in my head. I could picture a like a tap dancer in my head, but I can't picture a jazz dancer. So can you like explain what that is?
Bob Fosse is?
I have no clue who that is.
Jazz is like a stylized, technical, like kind of sexy type of dance, I guess you would say. It's very technical, like pirouettes, turning. It kind of has a ballet aspect to it, but it's like a little more, God, I have no idea how to describe it. What you see in music videos and backup dancing and stuff is jazz funk. So it's kind of like commercialized into...
It's like a little bit more like it's like jazz basics into like hip hop moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
I've never been asked to describe jazz dancing.
I have no clue. And
that
then
really humbled me.
Do you still dance at all?
For fun.
Yeah,
I used to dance before COVID when we would go out.
Do you do TikToks? I feel like you're a TikToker.
I've done like a couple TikToks, but at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then I like gave up really quickly.
Damn. So when you moved over for like dance to LA, like it was your like dream to like, I guess like make it in dance. And obviously like you stopped doing that. Is it like saddening? Do you miss it? Are you like, damn, like my dreams crushed, gone? Where's your head at?
That's a good question. So, in all honesty, when I moved here, I'm like, I want to be in a Beyonce music video. I want to be in a Rihanna music video. Obviously, I'm like 115 pounds, like 5'3".
Sure.
Like, I'm not the look.
Is there a look for that?
There's sometimes like height requirements and things for certain artists. Obviously, like Beyonce is a little bit taller. I just was never gonna book the type of things that
wanted to do, for sure.
At least not as my like authentic self. I can acknowledge that I have like the girl next door kind of vibe, Disney Channel look, which is fine. It's cute. That's me. So
Angela looks so young for what her age is. It's insane.
Thank you.
It's a skincare for sure.
Arbonne. But and Botox. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, she uses these like steamers and wands and stuff that I'm like, whoa, that's some stuff that you get at a facial. And she's like has her own spa at home.
I'm learning as I go. But I wouldn't say that I'm like crushed that I moved on from dancing when I decided to like I decided to go back to college. I did 1 year in college originally, and then I moved to LA for 4 years. Was dancing.
Wait. So you ended up not going to college?
I went 1 year freshman year. Was studying dance with like a business minor. After 1 year,
what's the purpose of studying dance in college?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to offend any viewers or anything, but to me, it just didn't seem like I needed to have a degree in dancing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you're at an audition and a bitch is out dancing you, sorry for cussing.
No, you can cuss.
But if she's out dancing me in the audition, I'm not going to get it because I have a BFA in dance.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, she's fire. We're taking her on tour.
Like, what's the purpose of that? Because, like, there's a similar aspect in terms of, like, acting. Like, why are you going to, like, an elite school to go act versus, like, you could just, like, go, like, dancing's the same thing. Probably music, like... what was it, like John Mayer dropped out in like first year. He's like, why am I doing this if I want to be like the musician I want to be, not a classically trained musician, So I guess like what was the actual purpose for the dance school?
I mean, the training was superb. Like the instructors were from like New York City Ballet, like Juilliard. Like there was definitely good training there, but I can't really speak to what the purpose of it would be because I didn't feel like it was serving me in that way. I kind of felt like my parents are paying for really expensive dance classes right now.
Yeah.
And I should just like go to LA and see if I'm even like it. Like, do I even have it? Because if I'm not going to make a career out of it, I don't know if my parents should be paying $40K a year.
Sure.
So I do think like from an academic side, like teaching the history of dancing and like style and like someone that could answer the question about what jazz dance is. Maybe
No, it was a
someone
good answer. It was a good answer.
School for that.
No, for sure.
But I think it has like an academic, you know, status, prestige to it. But for LA specifically, that doesn't matter. Sure. Anyone will tell you it doesn't matter. It's respected, but it's who has the better talent, who has the look, who has, you know, who is in with the crew. You know, there's so many dynamics to how you book a job.
So were you sad or like disappointed that like you kind of like, you didn't give up, but you decided to chase different things? Yeah,
I think the perfect word for it was like, I came to the realization that I wasn't as passionate about it as my peers. Like I was passionate enough to like put my lifestyle on hold, like the things I wanted financially and things. I didn't have that passion to really stick through and get to that point in my dance career. I was kind of like...
Do you think you gave it your all until the point where you gave it a chance?
That's an interesting question because like I left to go to Santa Barbara, UCSB in like 2015.
Was that the 1 year?
That was, no, my 1 year was Wright State University.
Oh, so you finished.
In Ohio.
You finished at Santa Barbara.
I finished at Santa Barbara. Okay. And this is like the most interesting thing because Instagram was like around, but it wasn't what it is now. Yeah. I feel like 2015 and like on is when people started realizing you can brand yourself on Instagram
by yourself
and like get jobs from it and I was actually represented by a really good dance agency. It was MSA, McDonald Selznick. But I wasn't like one of their top dancers by any means. So I wasn't getting like the auditions I wanted and stuff as well. Not, you know, just because they have a lot of top talent. It's LA. Like, you got to be the top bitch. It's fine. Sure. But like, I felt like shit when I was in college watching a bunch of my peers that I'd been dancing with brand themselves and start to get bigger jobs. And I thought, shit, well, I wonder if I was there doing that, I could probably do that too. Because technically, I mean, we're all good in a way. You know, everyone has their own swag and style, but I felt a little like, damn, did I give up a little too early? I missed that whole kind of time frame. But at that point, I was already like committed to college and actually excited about college too.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, for example, like I really wanted to be a professional golfer when I grew up. Okay. Right. Dope. And in high school, I think my senior year, I tore like a ligament in my wrist. Right. And I got accepted to a lot of colleges. And then I got turned down because I was injured. Right. Yeah. So I was like, let's go to community college and just like pursue it out and like try my best to see what happens. And I like tried my best and I gave it whatever I had left. And I realized it's like, okay, yeah, you're not going to be a professional golfer. At least you tried. At least you tried to the point where you made that realization and you won't have like that regret. Yeah. And I guess like my question to you is like, do you have that like regret there still? Or are you like, I'm content. Like I'm happy with the decision I made and like, it's okay. And I move on to bigger, like better things.
There's a little bit of regret.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say full regret though, because now I'm saying it from a financially independent standpoint where I'm like, now I want everything. Yeah. But
what do you mean now you want everything?
Like, oh, now I want the passionate artsy side of my life that you have to make sacrifices for a lot of the time.
What do you mean by that?
Like you might not book every job you want. So your finances are all over the place. You don't have a steady income. Like you know?
Yeah, I feel in the sense of like the security wise of like the starving artist is like kind of rough in terms of sense of like, I really want to go out to dinner tonight. I want to do all these cool things. I want to get like my facial that you're talking about, all these things. But I didn't book like 3 gigs in a row. Yeah. Versus like where right now so you're talking from like a very comfortably financially
very secure point in my life
and you're like, I want to do that again.
Well, and the thing too is I do think like we said at the beginning, the dance industry has gotten a lot more respect and like I mean, the best performances are the ones that have dancers in it. I'm
Yeah.
not biased. Like
No,
I feel
for
like
sure.
in general, people love to see like
Yeah.
all the Super Bowls have many dancers in
Yeah.
it. Like, and it was always like that, but it's way more now.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you're a very creative person in the sense of like you like cooking. I mean, working out too, as well as dance. I guess if you just pinpoint on that dance perspective, like how do you view dancing as like an art form, and how like did you express like yourself through dance?
I know that's the thing I miss about it is like that outlet.
Yeah.
I've
Like,
always,
what do you like? Would you dance when you're like angry? Would you dance when you're happy?
hell yeah, all the time.
Yeah, like so.
all
what,
the feels.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing like going to like being in a mood and picking the right choreographer or class to go to that kind of their vibe. Like, oh, I want to go thrash, or like, oh, I want to be sexy.
What's
oh,
thrash?
Just like freaking Helene Phillips jazz. Like she just like has you go across the floor like sexy, empowered female.
I'd pay you to see. I'd pay to see you just like alone in your apartment, just thrashing, just
like,
by yourself.
And, like, freaking, like rolling your head around and shit. Like
Yeah.
Like that was definitely like a physical outlet. I do like some of my friends are very inspiring to me. I still hang out with a lot of dancers and they tell me, Ange, let's have class. Like, let's go to a studio.
Why don't you go?
It. I'm so nervous.
Why are you nervous?
They know I'm nervous too. They're like, you're just bailing on us. I'm like, shit.
Why are you nervous though? Like, I feel like it's still like ingrained. It's like riding a bike.
I know, in my head, but it has inspired me to turn music on at home and just dance. And I've, it feels hard again. It feels like different.
Does it?
I think it's a mental thing though. Like,
How long has it been since like, I guess like you quote unquote
performed?
like performed? Yeah.
Well, last year doesn't count, does it? No, it does.
Wait, last year?
I'm kidding. Like the COVID year.
Oh.
Count this time.
Yeah, COVID doesn't count.
Probably like 4 years. So
That's it?
Because in college, I was driving down from UCSB and doing burlesque shows at the Edison downtown.
Were you?
And Clifton. And
How was
stuff.
that?
Awesome.
Because like the only
One
thing.
of the best gigs ever because it was like steady residency. And you're just with your girls every Saturday night, like doing easy routines, sexy routines.
The only thing I know about burlesque is that Christina Aguilera show.
We danced to some of her songs.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And I guess like what's the attractiveness to those shows? Because they're kind of like old school, right? Like it's kind of like, I don't know, the opera. Is that it's like a showy, prohibition type of thing.
Musical theater-esque.
Yeah, like what's the attraction to that? Because like I have a little bit of sense into that because like I make a lot of cocktails all the time, and a lot of people will pay for like some dope like old school cocktails with like I guess some bitters, like old school cocktails,
For
and
sure.
like. But a lot of people would also pay for like plays for a burlesque show. Like I guess in your opinion, like what's the attraction to it for like someone in this day and age when everything's entertained on like media, on TVs, like all that.
Attraction for the guests.
Yeah, like I think I would go just because it would be cool, but like some people go actually for the experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I think it's very alluring to people to have that time frame vibe, like that setting, like, oh, for my birthday, we're all going to dress up Gatsby, or oh, for my bachelorette, we're all going to dress up. And like, it's kind of like,
do they
fun
dress up in
thing
like
to do.
tuxes and like dresses and stuff?
Yeah, like the Edison, God, I don't know what their like COVID protocol is, but that used to be such a dope spot. And they did have a dress code. Like you can't wear jeans. Men have to be like in dress pants.
Okay.
Like it was like kind of sophisticated fun.
I feel like you like dressing up, huh?
Oh, I love it. I miss it so much. I barely ever do it now.
You just at home. So what do you do right now in terms of like work wise? So you after dance, like what do you decide to do?
I'm just doing every career possible. But no, I went to college. I was actually an auditor at PwC for a couple years.
Yeah. What do you mean every career possible? Are you just trying whatever you interest you?
Like laughing at my trajectory from like professional dancer to auditor to now I'm like corporate sales account manager at Oracle.
Sure.
Like total cloud enthusiast. Like just always joking like what's next.
Yeah.
Actually want to go to like cooking school next.
That's what I want to talk to you about food in a little bit. But
my dad's like, does that pay? I'm sick of all your endeavors. I'm like, it pays if I'm good.
Yeah, it does.
But so yeah, I work in tech sales now.
So what does that consist of?
So basically, as an account manager, I have a portfolio of clients who I manage. I help them grow their businesses and revenue through technology.
Okay.
We have a platform of services, and I help them assess their efficiency, inefficiencies, and pain points. And
so you work with clients who own their own individual businesses to make them run like more efficient through the software.
Correct.
And you sell this software to them.
Correct.
Okay.
And I don't do their new business logo. Like, they come to me once they're already on our platform.
Okay.
So
you articulate your words very well, and you explain things extremely
Thank you.
well. So it's I was like, you could sell me something for sure.
yeah, that's what I like to hear.
I'm serious.
No, there's more than sales to my job, just in that since there are my long-term clients, I'm invested in their success. I can't just sell them shit, churn and burn, because who has to deal with it?
How did you get into like this realm of like business, or like, in terms of like, I guess like sales too?
It's actually a really good question, because I'm not the normal hire for my role. I actually have a really close girlfriend who believed in me. She said, come in and meet my VP one day. Randomly, I hated my job as an accountant just because I like things that are organized and like challenging and stuff, but I was so unfulfilled, like my personality, because I'm just like, I'm just feisty.
You got a lot. You got a lot of personality. Yeah.
And I like to acknowledge that. I don't like to be like, oh, I'm not, And I went in to meet her VP, her boss's boss's boss. And I just told him I want to work here. And he's like, do you have sales experience? I'm like, no, not really. But I had accounting experience, and I work with accounting executives mainly because, we are like a general ledger firsthand.
Sure.
That's like the core backbone of our product. So if you can like get in with the accountants, then you can like get all the other business processes on board.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I know how to speak to accounting professionals.
It's mostly, if you learn the terminology and you learn like, what is it, like the plus minus system, everything like that.
Totally.
Like if you
debits
understand,
and credits.
Debits and credits. If you understand that terminology, everything like that, I feel like it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
In terms of like talking with them.
Yeah, and you get and as an auditor, I was familiar with like pain points in accounting processes and what would pass audits and what wouldn't.
Yeah. Because when slightly closer to you.
When you
just bring it back. There you go.
When you do an audit, you rely on like technical controls and things in the system. So I like to use that to like build my relationship with people. So I kind of use that to sell myself to the VP.
So that accounting job honestly like helped you to like where you're at right now.
It did. It was like a lot more organic of a process than most would think. And my VP, that guy, shout out to Chris Warfel.
Come on, Chris.
He gave me like a chance at this. Sure. Like usually they have like new hires go through like sales training for a year or two before they get promoted, and
just skip some steps.
He just like believed in me.
That's awesome.
And I was like a literal fish out of water for like the first 6 months because I never sold anything before.
I feel like that's a move though, just throw you in.
And I think it's the best way to learn anything in life, honestly, is like not know what you're doing, but have to rely on like something greater than yourself
and just figure it out.
Get you through it.
Yeah, just figure it out and on the way.
So yeah, it was.
It's funny that you were talking about the accounting and just not fulfilled, because I have one of my best friends. He's like super in accounting. He talks about accounting super passionately.
It's the language of business.
And he's like, no, he talks about it in a way. He's like, oh, I love organizing numbers. I love debits and credits. I'll do your books for you for free, bro.
Dang, let me get his number.
All this stuff. But it's funny how like certain people have like an attraction to like some people are attracted to like, I don't know, being a doctor, being an accountant, like sales, all this stuff. And like they're so drawn to it and they love it in terms of like just like they're happy doing that job all the time. And you weren't happy doing that accounting job.
Yeah.
Are you happy doing the sales job now?
I'm very happy with my job now.
What's the most fulfilling thing about your job?
I think just my job is to have relationships with people at the end of the day. So I really love that because it's challenged me to grow a lot. Like I've only been at my current role for 2 years, and I've learned a lot about emotional intelligence and a lot about listening to other people.
Sure. What did you learn about emotional intelligence?
At first I was like, emotional intelligence, I'm emotionally intelligent. Like I don't need to do that. But actually someone I worked with, my boss, said, you need to read this book.
What book?
It was called Emotional Intelligence
Okay.
2.0.
Okay.
I think it's Rebecca Brower.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I might have
it's
it
good.
actually.
It's good.
Yeah.
And I was a bit offended. I was like, you don't think I'm emotionally intelligent? But then I read it, and it was a fascinating book. It was super like compelling to read. And I realized it doesn't have the stigma I thought it did. It's more about understanding how to respect other people's emotions and not deny your own emotions.
Sure.
To form better relationships.
Yeah.
So I think that
Is that the biggest thing you took out of that book?
for sure. Like, because I'm like a sharp personality. And I think like that's good in sales a lot of the time.
I feel like you're very direct.
Yeah, I'm direct and I say how I feel. I don't lie. I hate liars.
I feel
so
like
much.
that's a good thing versus like just like tiptoeing around like the thing that you're trying to say.
Yeah, like I take pride in being honest. I want to be honest with people the way that I want them to be honest with me.
Yeah.
If it's not the best thing to hear,
Yeah.
everyone's better off. When
I think it's important in the sense of like, if you're trying to say it in a nice way, but they take it nicely and not in the way that you actually meant it in your head, and then it comes up later.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, you lied to me, or you didn't say it how you meant it, and like, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah. And I'm not perfect at it by any means. Like I definitely catch myself sometimes being not disingenuous, but like, oh, I should have said that a little more straightforward that it was interpreted better.
It's hard to tell the truth 100% of the time.
Especially when it's like not pleasant and you're telling
someone. Or
someone.
if it's like you're really close friends or family.
True.
You know?
Yeah. But I think that was the greatest part about this role so far, because it helped my relationships outside of work too. You know?
How so?
Just like feeling confident to be honest with people more and tell them and acknowledge their emotions more. Because sometimes, like I said, little sharp personality.
Yeah.
Also just because the way I'm raised, my parents are just like tough on us and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's good. You know?
What do you think that did directly to your like friendships, relationships, those close people?
It made me realize that like really listen to what someone's saying. Like you can be like listening to someone without listening. Yeah, you can be there without actually hearing them.
Yeah.
And I think taking like a pause, and I read like a lot of negotiation books and things too.
Sure.
And they're all about like repeating back to the person that you're speaking with what they're saying.
Knowing what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing that I think in terms of emotional intelligence and actually listening to people is like, hey, my name's Nate. Hey, my name's Angela. And then you forget, like, you always concentrate on saying your name, not the other person's. So like if you really like understand their name and hear their name and you're like, oh, like if it's a really difficult name, like I don't know, some ridiculously hard name, and you say it back in that exact way, or like, can you repeat that? Or like, oh, that's such a cool name, where's it from, blah, 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 and you remember it next time you see them, something like that. It's super important in sales as well, right?
Absolutely. And like even like outside of sales, acknowledging your own emotions and not denying them is so healthy for like friendships and like work relationships and everything, because
because all those emotions can get built up.
They get built up and they try to control your decisions. And I'm not big on like letting your emotions control you. Like I think it's good to acknowledge them and feel them, but you got to know how to like
Are you a crier?
Yes.
So
absolutely. Love a good cry.
Yeah.
I honestly love crying.
Why?
It feels so good. Like it's like a physical release of like feeling.
Yeah.
And I almost think like, okay, I felt that. It's gone.
Yeah. What do you think about guys crying?
I think that it's good for everyone to cry. I personally don't. Yeah. There's nothing that hurts me more than seeing a guy cry. Like I've seen men cry before, and it breaks my heart. Like it actually breaks my heart, but I do think it's good for them. Yeah.
Cause like,
I don't think down on men for crying.
No, for sure. Cause like I grew up, super like, oh yeah, men don't cry.
Yep.
You're a tough guy. Like that didn't hurt you type of deal. I don't
think I've ever seen a man in my family cry, to be honest.
Really? Yeah. Cause you were telling me about how you're growing up and stuff like that. And, I read this book called, what was it called? I don't know. It was basically about like men's emotions and stuff, that they got to feel their feelings and stuff. Cause like, I don't know. And I learned about it, and, I I cried a few times the last couple of years, and
Hell
I used to
yeah.
be embarrassed, and and like now I'm just like, I just feel your feelings, dude, and like you feel
Yeah.
good about yourself,
Doesn't
and like
it feel good though
yeah,
to get that shit out?
yeah,
Like it's like, ugh.
yeah. I used to like I didn't know that about myself in terms of like hiding. Like I used to like, oh, that didn't bother you, but it did.
Yeah.
Like let it bother you, fix it.
I think the act of crying is like like an act of acknowledging your emotion about something.
Yeah.
So like, you don't want it bottled up. You don't want it in here
Yeah.
still. Like I want it out.
Yeah, I feel like it's with grudges with people too and stuff like that in terms of like,
Yeah.
if you don't let them know how you feel about a certain type of thing you did or like anything else, you could end up like being envious of them or, just like those friendships could like break up or something like that.
Resentful.
Yeah, resentful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a cook, you're a chef. You could follow Angela's page with Eating with Angela,
He's
right?
being very generous right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm a chef.
So what inspired you to like cook all the time?
I grew up like in the kitchen. All the women in my family cook a lot.
Yeah, what type of food usually?
Italian, Irish
Okay.
mix. So,
What
the
is it?
Italian side cooks a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. What's Irish food?
Like corned beef and
Corned beef's Irish? I
corned
don't
beef
know.
and hash, like
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. But I don't really cook that stuff
It's,
ever.
it's
so
Italian.
I don't even know.
Okay.
But I just feel like I can't say I'm a full Italian because I
Okay.
always get attacked for it. Because they're like, your last name's so Irish. I'm like, yeah, but like
What's your the thing you like cooking most?
pasta.
Pasta?
100%.
Why is that? Just because you love carbs or what?
I love carbs. Pasta, it's delicious.
Sure.
And you can always change a dish,
Mm.
a pasta dish with like one thing. Like I just feel like it's fascinating to have so many different types of
So
pasta.
it's just like not noodles.
Not noodles. Like
Okay.
I never use jarred sauce really ever.
Okay.
Unless it's like an emergency.
You'd be disappointed with my pasta then. My pasta's all jarred sauce.
That's gonna change. We're gonna change that.
Sounds
But
good.
no, pasta is just it's so easy to make too. That's the thing. I feel like people think it's really hard to
Isn't
make.
it like flour, egg?
Flour, egg, oil.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Start scrambling
Yeah.
it.
The hardest part's like drying it, right?
The hardest part is cutting it and
Yeah,
drying
cutting
it,
and
depending what
drying
you
it.
do. I actually got
Do you
like
have that
a pasta
machine?
maker. Yeah.
The twirl thing?
Imperial.
What's it called?
The Imperia, actually.
Imperia?
And I actually don't like it that much.
Wait, it's called Imperia.
Imperia.
Okay.
I
You
don't
learned
like
something
it
new
that
every day,
much,
guys.
actually, though.
Why not?
I like it more rustic when you roll it out
And
and
cut
cut
it?
it. Because when you do it, I just don't have the technique, I guess, to do it on the machine.
I guess when you roll out and cut it, I've seen it feels more homey.
it looks so dope.
It looks
It's just like all imperfect and like each
Yeah.
bowl looks different.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the
I fuck
machine
with,
is just hard
what's
to
it
use
called?
by
Is it-
yourself too, honestly.
What type of sausage are usually in pastas?
Sausage?
Yeah, there's like, is it
The
Italian?
best way to do sausage and pasta is to buy sausages and
Yeah.
take them out of the casing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, instead of doing like a lot of people do like ground beef and ground pork. I do that for like meatballs and stuff.
Sure.
But when you want it in like a bolognese or a meat sauce, you got to take it out of the casing because it's already like ground up.
Yeah, inside.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh, I might have to try that
It's
out.
a really good way to do it. But
What else do you like to cook?
my second favorite thing, almost tied with pasta, is brunch.
Brunch. Like,
I honestly think I
what's it
make the
called?
best eggs in the world.
Do you like eggs Benedict?
Yes.
Do you-
Well,
what are those eggs called on
God,
top?
I'm setting myself up for failure because I said I make the best eggs, but I've never really poached a perfect egg.
What's a perfect poached egg?
One that actually like comes out like in a small circular form.
Oh, so yours don't look like that.
They're just, you have to spit, the process for poaching an egg?
No, can you explain it? Because like
You boil
I
water.
love eggs Benedict. It's probably like I fast most of the days, so I don't eat until like 1 or 2.
Jacked.
But I'm not jacked. But I usually have brunch once in a while.
Oh yeah.
I love my eggs. Like I had a pork belly eggs Benedict at. Have you been to the butcher, the baker, the cappuccino maker?
On Santa Monica?
Sunset.
Oh, Sunset, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Fire. It's like I think it's the best spot. Like in terms of like an eggs Benedict, it's one of my favorite spots. But
Impossible to get a table.
Impossible to get a table. I just fuck with eggs Benedict. But explain the process for.
Do you like it on
egg.
the English muffin?
No, they have like this like biscuit muffin.
Okay. Oh,
It's
that
not a-
sounds really good.
It's not a biscuit though. It's like an English muffin made out of like a biscuit.
Because that's like arguably my favorite part of the eggs Benedict is the English muffin.
I feel like a generic English muffin isn't like great though. It's like
It's not, but it just feels comforting.
it's a remind of home.
The process of poaching an egg, you literally boil water and you spin it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like you got to get this like
with just a spoon,
I
or
think it's
like
called
what?
like an egg bath or something. I don't
Okay.
know. And you crack the egg in it while you're spinning it quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to cook all perfectly.
Sure.
I don't know if it's just because I haven't done it enough or practiced enough, but when I start spinning it and I crack the egg, I feel like the water's spinning slower and it just like ends up being kind of ugly. Like it's just not pretty.
We could practice.
We got to do that. But I do eggs over medium.
Over medium is fire.
Yeah.
So you don't scramble eggs? Not about it?
Not really.
I feel like that's just the easiest way. Just
Yeah.
just scramble it, throw some
I mean,
spinach in
if
there,
I'm
you'll be
doing
good.
like, I like scrambled eggs though. If I do, I'm going to put a little creamer in it and Parmesan cheese and like some herbs. That would be good.
Yeah.
Like soft scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
But I love over meat. I love when you cut it and it just drips
The
everywhere.
yolks falls
It's
everywhere.
So good.
Are you a dessert person?
Yes.
What do you like, cooking dessert or not? You like other people make it, like bacon for you?
I don't feel like I'm a good baker.
Okay.
Solely
That's weird.
because cooking, like especially like around like my Italian family, no one measures anything.
Really?
Like when I ask my parents for a recipe for something, they're like 2 handfuls of that, or like, just how much you're putting that in. So I've never really like.
So do you cook like that?
measuring,
Do you cook like that?
I just feeling everything.
Oh, really?
I rarely measure. All the measuring cups literally like in my
Aren't
kitchen or
used.
like in the drawer that's far away.
So obviously everything that you cook is slightly different because it's not to the T.
Yeah, but like when you make it a lot, like I know how to make like my favorite sauces like in my head.
Okay.
But yeah, they taste slightly different.
Slightly
I guess.
different.
But you feel the way it comes out. I
Yeah.
don't know. But baking is so reliant on measuring.
Yeah,
and
'cause
that's why I feel like I'm just
It's not for
subpar.
you. Yeah.
Like,
Have you tried?
yeah.
Okay.
I've made a couple really good cakes actually.
Yeah.
Like for my old roommate, I made him like a layered red velvet cake for his birthday.
Red velvet's fire.
I didn't enjoy making it though. I felt like it was hard the whole time. Like it wasn't like
So do you
fun.
feel like cooking's easy for you?
Yeah.
I hate the cleaning part.
Cooking is actually like an expressive way for me to like get feelings out. Honestly.
So like
if I'm annoyed,
Yeah. What are you cooking?
I'm anything like if I'm a lot of times brunch. Like if
Okay.
I have a hard morning at work.
Yeah.
And then I go and make lunch in the kitchen. I usually make like eggs and like kale
What
with
if you're
garlic.
fucking happy?
When I'm happy, that's the best time to cook too. But it's different,
Yeah. In what way?
It's like, oh, I'm excited to make this.
If
and
you're
I, like,
mad, are you like battering those eggs like super like or like
I don't
a
know
batter?
if it affects my like physical cooking that much as it's like it changes my mood though.
Sure.
And then there's nothing like eating something that you made. It's
Yeah, it's
just
because like you created it.
yeah.
Type of deal.
And it sounds like kind of hippie granola, but
No, it doesn't.
when you're like with the food before you eat it and make it, it just like tastes better.
Yeah, well, you know everything that went into it, and you get to experience it fully in that sense.
Yeah.
I think I feel the same way with like making cocktails.
Yeah.
In terms of like the bitters that I make.
Totally.
Yeah, the bitters I make and stuff like that. I was like, yo, like I know everything that's in this drink. I know the process of how it was made, and like I'm enjoying it thoroughly with friends. And like,
they taste amazing.
oh, thank you.
So good. Did you put one in this one?
Yeah, I put. Do you taste it?
Yeah.
What do you taste?
Lavender.
Lavender. Yeah.
Knew it. Should have got that one.
Yeah, but so yeah, it's weird in the sense of like I don't know a lot of girl cooks, like especially in LA.
Really?
Like I feel like they're bakers, but at least a lot of my friends, they just like go out to eat. They like order like meal prep plans and stuff. Like
Yeah.
like you don't feel like I feel like cooking takes a long time.
It does.
Yeah.
It's definitely like I do dishes like all the time, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have like a cleaning lady down the road, and she's gonna be like, "Yo, you gotta chill with the cooking, miss."
No, I do have one, but she never sees my dishes because I can't
really?
leave my kitchen messy ever.
That's not really.
It literally gives me
I think
panic.
our cleaning lady hates us because every time we come, it's like stacked.
Yeah, she does. No, I'm just kidding. She probably loves you guys.
Yeah, she's this like nice like 4'10" like Mexican lady. She's so nice.
Oh, love it. No, but I usually have all the dishes put away when she's there. Or I'll sometimes leave like the dishwasher. She can.
I feel like you're a very clean person.
I'm pretty clean, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like above average.
Yeah. What do you call it? So you've been into like, have you always been into working out?
Yeah, I mean,
Because you did dance. That's kind of fitness.
yeah, I feel like dance is super athletic. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
get enough credit.
Yeah.
Because it's like literally, and when you're on tour, like dancing with an artist, you're dancing cardio 40 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's super athletic.
You would think I'd be good at cardio because of that. I guess I didn't
You
go
did
on
really
those
good
tours.
yesterday. You did really good yesterday.
Thank you. I was like trying so
One thing
hard.
that I realized that like wasn't hard is like my sister did ballet growing up, right? And
Yeah.
what are those like ballet shoes with the hard bottoms?
Point.
Yeah, the points. And I was like, yo, that shit's easy. Like, nah. And
It's
so I
not.
tried them on. She's like, yo, try that shit on. So I tried like a pair of points on. I couldn't fucking stand up on those things.
No, it's hard. It's actually really painful.
Yeah.
But then you like the pain, honestly.
Okay.
I used to like love the pain of point.
Yeah.
But I've always like liked that feeling of like working out your body. Like I think it feels so good to just like
What do you think it does for
move
you?
your body. It improves my mental health
How
because
so?
it's like because it relieves like tension, I think, that's stored in my body. It
Yeah.
gives me confidence, or it like doesn't, which is
Why doesn't it?
like, you know, when you feel, you maybe don't relate to this, but sometimes you like don't try as hard as you could, or you're like tired.
No, I definitely have.
Like there's times where I leave a workout and I'm like, God, I wish you worked harder, even though I was trying like my hardest. But it's like, I like that feeling too, because you're like setting mental goals
Sure.
and things. You're having like,
You never met Fat Nate. I was like 30 pounds heavier. Like,
oh my gosh, I
like-
can't picture it.
yeah.
This guy trains me, so I like can't picture that.
Yeah, for sure. It was a long time ago. But what do you call it? In terms of like, for me, like working out, I agree. It's like totally mental and it does boost your confidence and all that stuff. But I feel like I'm just like a better person
Yeah.
in terms of like,
Me too.
if I don't work out for like 2 days, 3 days, like, which isn't a lot objectively, but I'll just like be angry at more things, annoyed at more things,
Yeah.
you know, versus like if I get my workout in the morning, all that stuff, I'm just like, someone will flip me off on the freeway. I'm like, oh, dude, you're probably having a
You're like,
bad day.
"Hey,
Like,
what's up, bro?"
yeah, right. Do you feel the same way?
It
Was good.
No, yeah, I do
Yeah.
feel that way, especially because like my job is pretty demanding, and like I also take a lot of pride in like my social life. Like I love spending time with my friends and
Yeah.
being around people. So
Are you big like fanatic of like work hard, play hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like if I work out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I check that box off. I can go be with all my friends. I can like motivate them to work out.
Sure.
Like, and
Yeah.
my friends motivate me too.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's a fun, positive thing to have like that type of community and like
Yeah.
just
I feel-
relationship with yourself. Like,
Yeah.
because it's hard to want to work out every day.
By yourself too. Like
Yeah.
it's important to have like at least a community that like
Yeah.
pushes you in that manner. Cause like if your friends don't work out, you're probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
If your friends aren't
Straight up.
motivated in some way, you're probably not going to be motivated in some way.
Honestly, like I was before the pandemic started, I definitely was like on ClassPass. So I would go to like studios all over
yeah.
at least 4 days a week.
Sure.
And then the pandemic started and I was doing it at home, like videos, and I stopped over time. And
hard.
just when I started coming back to your guys' studio at
Yeah.
45, now I'm like hyped up again for it because
Yeah.
I lost that not having like
Yeah.
motivation by myself.
Yeah.
to,
Even
like-
yesterday, you had Mish come over and you girls pushed each other.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
Versus like you just by yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's important like to
Yeah.
have other people push you.
It is.
Because like someone to be somewhat accountable for, because like you can be accountable to yourself, but like sometimes you have to have like a buddy put you in check.
Yeah, and you can't like carry your day. And you know, like I had like a long day yesterday, but like hopefully you guys wouldn't notice, you know, but it's like it felt good I didn't remember how long my day was after the workout.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
awesome. Yeah, Lex and Mikey were telling me that you guys like went ham for Easter.
Oh yeah, I like drank like 10 mimosas the day before.
Yeah, and they were still recovering at 5 o'clock. And you're over here, it's like, yo, where you at, guys?
I know. Like, I thought they're coming.
So what do you do for like entertainment in LA? Obviously, like besides pandemic stuff,
Yeah.
like I love it here in terms of like entertainment. Like you go on hikes. I love surfing. Like the bar scene out here. The food is great. Like, what's your I guess what's Angela's form of entertainment?
I mean, as much as I love cooking, I love eating. It's like totally parallel to each other.
Yeah, so I guess like your favorite food to cook is pasta. What's your favorite food to eat?
Pasta.
Oh. What other foods do you like besides pasta?
I love Mexican food. I honestly love Japanese. I love Thai food.
Do you like sushi?
I love sushi.
Okay.
I love every type of food. I really don't discriminate on any food.
Like you like all foods?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The only thing I'm not like, just haven't had the best Indian food.
I feel like there's good Indian places out here.
Yeah, there is good places here. I just usually don't want to go.
It's so sad, the sense of like a lot of restaurants close down.
It really breaks my heart.
I mean, like you can't really tell because like the big ones are still here and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I think it was like 75%, 80% of like LA restaurants like close down. I think. Don't quote me on that, but
no, it
so
is
sad.
a lot. It's a lot, but that is like one of my favorite things about LA is going out to eat. We have such a amazing list to choose from here, and I love like hiking and going to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beach?
Probably Zuma.
Zuma's
basic,
awesome.
But
it's not basic. It's low key. It's low key compared to like
like
Venice and Santa Monica,
yeah.
and like it's a lot cleaner.
It's so much worth it. Like worth the drive.
Yeah.
Because especially like Little Point Doom when you go up there and like watch sunset, and I love going to the beach.
Yeah, I just went there like 2 days ago, and it's not that far. It's like 30 minutes, but it just reminds you like, oh, like you live in such a beautiful spot, dude. Like
I know.
Drive 30 minutes
Whenever
and go
I'm
see
getting
the
pissed
sunset.
at LA for like restrictions, I'm like, wait, I literally like have the beach right here.
Yeah.
And I do like our hiking options.
Yeah, I haven't gone on too many. I've been a few in Malibu and a few like the Santa Monica Mountains and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Malibu. Okay, there's this hike called Solstice Canyon. In
Canyon?
Malibu.
Okay.
It's like I never knew about it until COVID. It is so dope.
Oh, really? I have to check it out.
Because you climb up like through the canyon, and then when you're coming down, it's all looking at the ocean the whole way down.
Wow.
It's
stunning.
stunning.
I think I might have.
It's very like vast views of the ocean.
Vast views, just like 360.
It's stunning. But honestly, people hate, but I like Runyon.
Running's dope.
Runyon's great for a quick, like 45-minute
It's
climb.
not that long, but like it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like if you hustle up, you're sweating.
Yeah, people talk about this shit on like, was it Culver City or Century City stairs?
Oh, I still haven't done those. It's crazy.
They're sick. You have to do them.
I've been here for so long and I haven't done them.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So actually, what made you stay so long? Because like obviously like dance is over and you came here for dance. And obviously you got this job, but you could work anywhere.
Yeah.
So like, why are you staying?
I mean, you get pretty used to the weather.
Yeah.
So
Well, very lucky. If anyone doesn't know, like I like my hometown, it gets really, 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 really cold and it gets really, really, really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Over here, it's just like really, really, really nice all year round.
Oh, yeah. Where I'm from, like you have blizzards.
Where are you from again?
Indiana.
Okay.
Indianapolis. And we have like blizzards. We have legitimate rainstorms. I'd love rain and thunderstorms though and stuff like that.
I love sleeping in the rain.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
With the window cracked open.
A little bit of a breeze with a thick blanket.
I like love waking up when it's raining and just reading in your bed. Like it smells so good.
It's a vibe.
But it is a vibe. But the weather's amazing, obviously. But honestly, more importantly, like my friend group here, just like my circle of people.
Yeah.
They've became my family over this extended period of time. And so I just like love being around them. Like we all kind of formed our own like group here.
Family.
And I have a lot of different groups of friends too, just because I've worked in so many different
areas.
industries and stuff. So the people have definitely like been helpful to staying here, and you know.
Well, you just bought a piece of land somewhere.
Yes, moving to Nashville. Well, maybe not moving like full time, but we're investing in our future.
Okay, that's awesome. Why Nashville?
Because it's 5 hours from my hometown.
Okay.
So it's not that far from my hometown. It's not LA, but I feel like it
There's
has
still city life in
similar
there.
vibes to LA
Yeah.
in that it's like music culture and like there's young people, a lot of professionals, and
Sure.
it's fun and trendy. The bar scene's really fun.
Yeah. I feel like more stuff is open. Did you hear that LA is supposed to open fully
June 15th.
June 15th.
I like setting a timer on my phone.
The countdown, guys. The countdown.
I know. But I like how Nashville's very like Tennessee is very beautiful. So there's mountains, there's the Smoky Mountains,
Yeah.
there's lakes.
Yeah.
So it's a little more diverse as far as like outdoor activities and things.
Yeah.
Obviously the ocean is like number one.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have anything else, I don't want to be like somewhere where I'm from where it's just flat.
Yeah. Honestly, I've camping. I haven't done enough camping. Like in this closet right here, I have like a ton of camping gear, backpacking gear, all this stuff, and I haven't used it for like over 2 years.
This is so embarrassing to say, but I've never gone camping. Embarrassing because I'm like a big hiker,
that's
outdoors
definitely
girl.
embarrassing. Yeah.
Like I know. Actually, my best friend, we're going camping in Catalina for his birthday, July 5th. So like I'll have my first one under the belt.
Yeah, you have to go backpacking.
I know. I went to Yosemite last year for July 4th.
Yosemite's awesome.
And even though it was just one day there, it was like the most incredible day of my life, honestly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could sleep out here and shit. Like, this looks awesome.
Well, that's cool that you could say that because there's a lot of people who haven't gone camping and for like most of their life, and then you put them in nature for a couple days. They're like, yeah, fuck this shit. I can't sleep in a tent on the ground.
No, I want more. Like you have like no connection to anything, and you're just like
it's weird. Like
so present.
Yeah, usually I guess besides the last 2 years, every year I decided to go on like a camping trip, like 10 days.
Okay.
Like no cell,
awesome.
no cell
10
service.
days?
Yeah, like no cell service.
Did you shower?
Yeah, there's like lakes and stuff.
Okay.
So there's like no cell service, right? So you have like an emergency like button thing that like if you like are close to dying, not really, but like whatever, like you're filtering like your own water from lakes.
You're gonna get eaten by a bear.
Yeah, you have like bear spray.
Okay.
So you're like filtering water from like rivers and streams. So like you have like your own water. You're carrying like all your food.
Yeah.
Like you are carrying like everything that you have, and there's some like beauty and medicine in the sense of like you're stuck alone with your thoughts with like you and another human being.
Yeah.
And it's just like Mother Nature right there, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel that way with like surfing or other stuff like nature wise too. And I think it's super important for like people to do that.
Yeah, me too. And I think I've evolved into that as well. Like I used to be like I dated a guy in college who was like really good at camping, like would go for days like Santa Barbara stuff too. Yeah, like all the guys there. Yeah. And they'd be like, Angela, go camping with us. Come on, AK. And I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. Yeah. Like I'm not going out in the woods. But now as I've gotten older and I love hiking more and I like don't really care that much about. Like, I think when I was younger, I was like, oh, am I going to look cute when I'm there? Like, am I going to be cute enough?
You can't be cute all the
time. Now I'm like, I don't care what I look like. Like, I'll take a bath in the lake. Like, so I definitely matured and, like, evolved into that.
Sure. That's beautiful.
Opinion.
That's awesome.
Like, even, like, my girlfriends, she does a camping trip for her birthday. She's like, you're coming on it with us this year. I'm like, okay, I'll try. Like,
I'll figure it out. Where did AK come from?
Angela Kavanaugh, AK. Well, so I guess growing up.
I know, but like I feel like most girls named Angela Kavanaugh aren't called AK.
Yeah. It's because I be killing it, AK-47.
Stop.
No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, when I was like, I think in like, God, I don't want to age myself, but when Guitar Hero came out when I was in, I think, high school, maybe middle school, but I'm young, I swear. That was my username, AK-47. Okay. So it just, everyone started calling me AK.
Okay. And just stuck, and you still have it.
I sign all my work emails, all the best, AK.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for in your life right now?
Just more growth. Honestly, just more challenges. Yeah. I think if there's anything I've learned, especially over the past year, it's like, challenges are really good for you and not to be like afraid to overcome them and attack them head on.
Yeah. What challenges have you experienced like lately or are you going through right now?
Working from home.
Yeah.
I used to be like a big office girl, big presence in the office.
I feel like you have the office fits.
You know, just like trying to get best dressed every day of my life.
How much earlier did you wake up to get ready to go to the office?
This is going to surprise you probably, but only 40 minutes.
Oh, that is surprising. I thought it was going to be like an hour and a half.
I wake up like this. So,
It's the skincare, y'all.
Yeah. No, but it's usually like not that hard to get ready. I already know what I'm wearing the night before usually too. Like I at least think of like what I'm going to wear.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I didn't wake up that much earlier, but I missed that human interaction and just shooting the shit with people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I do a good job communicating with a lot of my colleagues and stuff, like via ping and like FaceTime, and some of us get together in LA, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I was traveling to my clients, so I was like flying up to the Bay Area a lot. So having all that taken from my life, and I realized like I'm blessed, so I'm not trying to be like ungrateful for having the good job during the pandemic, but it is kind of unfulfilling to like work from your dining room every day.
That's
and
weird
like
that you say
celebrate
that.
your wins by yourself.
Yeah.
Like
that's weird they say that though, because there's a lot of people who work office jobs. They're like, yo, I love working at home. I love like I could travel to like Hawaii and work for there for like a month.
Which is the good part about it.
Yeah.
Like I've worked from Palm Springs, the pool, and no one knew I was drinking a Bloody Mary while I'm on a Zoom meeting.
That's sick.
But I think my personality, I like to like interact with people, and I especially not even just receive from others, but I like to like cheer people up around me and like rally people up.
Sure.
And I miss that feeling of like, oh, like seeing other people in their situations and like offering advice or just celebrating wins together, like making them feel good about closing a big deal. Like,
well, I feel like humans are social creatures in the sense of like, say something good happens to you, you want to share it. If something bad happens, you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
With like other people.
I know sometimes I'm like, is it sad that my wins don't feel as good because it's just me?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're just at home with a glass of wine.
I'm like, oh, good job,
cool,
girl.
dude.
Like, yeah, I closed it. You know, like, but it's, yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge too. Is like, and I have a lot of personality.
Yeah. You're pretty artistic too. Like you paint a little bit, right?
I used to paint a lot. I need to get back into it.
What got you into painting?
Honestly, one of my ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
He was like an incredible artist.
Oh, sick.
And he really inspired me because he, you know, didn't quote unquote know what he was doing. Like you always think, oh, well, you need to take an art class or something.
Yeah.
But he really taught me that, no, you could just feel something and go after it and like follow that
happen.
feeling.
Yeah.
So he would like buy me like art supplies and stuff and it got me started. And I just found it to be a very good way to relieve stress and like emotions.
Super therapeutic. I feel like you got a lot of emotions in the sense of like you're getting it out through food.
Yeah.
You're getting it out through working out.
I have none left. What am I?
That's crazy.
But yeah, I need to get back into it. I think I stopped painting for the past couple years because I just didn't have a safe space for it.
Yeah.
But I need to like create that space for myself again.
Do you think it's important to, I guess for people out there listening, to like have those outlets in terms of like relieving, I don't know, not necessarily relieving, but expressing your emotions in like a physical manner?
Absolutely. Like I think one of the most dangerous things, one of the best things of our time, but most dangerous things of our time is social media because it makes people so comfortable with being lazy.
Sure.
Like the amount of time that we spend, and I'm guilty of this too, the amount of time that we spend scrolling on Instagram looking at stuff.
It's unreal.
It's unreal. Like I've actually had to
What's your screen time?
Oh my God, it's like 5-6 hours.
Yeah, mine's like 6 hours, 7 hours.
It's like bad.
I was like, damn, I'm spending an average of 6 hours a day looking at this goddamn screen.
It literally physically hurts me, like makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's why I've started to set a new boundary, like in the morning, no screen time for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Wake up, drink lemon water, open all the blinds in my place, make my bed, make tea maybe.
Are you a routine person?
Before you ever get on the phone.
You're a routine person?
Yeah.
What does a routine do for you?
It just makes me feel accomplished. Like I think little wins over the day are so important for like your mental health. You know, if you don't feel like you're checking things off or accomplishing anything, it's really easy to get in your head and like, and honestly, I think when people start to like spiral and struggle with things in their life, it's just because they had one thought that like really got derailed. So I think it's important to like encourage yourself and like remind yourself, oh, it's noon. I've already done all this. Hell yeah. Like I could go on a walk right now. I could step away from it.
How did you get like that? Because obviously like you weren't born with like, oh, I'm going to make my bed and turn off the blinds, open the blinds.
I think part of it is like, I'm definitely like a workaholic. Like I'm very career oriented and I'm very obsessed with like being high performing. Like
Sure.
if someone outperforms me, it like ruins my day.
Do you think that's like from the beginning of like dance, like competition type of deal?
Definitely. I think
Sure.
ever since I was young, I've had that kind of mindset. Like
Yeah.
you need to be the best at everything you do or it's a waste.
Yeah.
And that's dumb though. Like I don't
Is it?
recommend that for everyone. Well, I think having like innate motivation and like competitiveness is a strength. But I think if it like overpowers your victories
Yeah.
and like makes you feel like if you feel insecure because of it, it can start to get dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think those little victory things that I've started to focus on come from like meditating more and just teaching myself like, hey, you literally can't do everything. Like sometimes
You're
you
not
need to take
Superwoman.
a deep breath
Yeah.
and like celebrate yourself just for surviving.
Yeah.
Like life is literally hard as you get older.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like it's hard in general.
And I think I've had a lot of good people in my life to hold me accountable. Like my mom and my boss even and my colleagues. They're like, dude, don't take this so seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't help it, but just having people hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Not that they don't want me to like do well at my job, but sometimes like I used to wake up and start responding to emails at 7 a.m.
Oh.
Because
Wow.
like I would wake up with a ton of things and like not be able to ignore it.
Wow. How long?
No
How long have
boundaries.
you been meditating for?
I mean, I've been meditating for like 4 years in that I've been attempting to meditate for 4 years.
The first time I started meditating, I couldn't even do it for like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I can barely do 8 minutes still.
What?
So it's like
That's
been
wild.
a really
Yeah.
fluid process for me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I started like, oh, I'm going to do guided meditations, work your way up to 15,
What did you
20
use, the
minutes.
Headspace?
Headspace.
Yeah.
Then I like wasn't using the app. Then I'm like trying to meditate on my own.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Already on my phone. Already left the position I was sitting
Have
in.
you tried? Have you been in an isolation tank before?
I've never been. I'm actually like intimidated by it.
It's well, the first time I did it was super scary because like you go into this big like I think it's like 8 foot by 6 foot tank, right?
Okay.
And imagine walking in, it's like water. You're going butt naked.
Cold? Warm?
It's warm.
Okay.
You close the door.
Where is it? Like up to here, your neck?
No, so you lie down in it. So you go in and lie down in it. So you close the door.
Floating?
Yeah, you're floating.
Are
It's a
your
float
ears
tank.
covered?
Your ears are covered.
Okay,
You
I'm
put
scared.
so you close the door. It's pitch black. You lie down in this water that is the same temperature as your blood, right? So you can't see anything, you can't feel anything, and you can't hear anything. So you're just stuck alone with your thoughts. And so I did that, and I panicked right away. Like within a couple like 3 minutes, and I get out, and then take a deep breath, take a shower, hop back in, because the sessions are like 2 hours.
2 hours you were in there?
Yeah. So well, I ended up doing only like an hour and a half
That's
that first time,
fascinating.
but I do it once a month.
Okay. Wow.
And because like meditation is cool, like I get in like 10 to 15 minutes every time I try now. It's not like a daily practice. It used to be, but like, it's like whenever I feel like it now.
Yeah. Same.
But like that one time a month is like, okay, like you're stuck with your thoughts. What are you going to go through? Are you dealing with like your relationships, dealing with your job, dealing with like, I don't know, like goals, whatever.
Wow.
And sometimes like that first time, like I went in, I was thinking about like problems I was having in like kindergarten, like with some teacher or some
Remember
like
the name?
Yeah. So like I remember the name.
Mrs. Morris.
Yeah, the exact dates and I mean not dates, but like times. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, that shit's still bothering you.
Yeah.
You know, so like I
Wow.
definitely think like meditation is super important in the sense of like learning to like know yourself, learning to like be alone with your thoughts and like deal with them, because like I feel like you could go through your life not dealing with any of that.
Yeah. Like even just knowing what thoughts to process. Yeah. I try to meditate more though, like now, because it
Right
does
after your
help me.
mirror session.
I meditate on the mirror. They
Oh,
have
really?
guided meditations
That's
now.
sick.
It's
So,
so
can you
sick.
explain what the mirror is? Because I don't really know.
Yeah, the mirror is basically Lululemon's version of Peloton, but instead of it being a bike, it's a mirror. And they offer like all types of classes, boot camp, HIIT, cardio, dance, strength, bar, Pilates, yoga, meditation, stretching, etc. They better write me a check after this. No, I'm just kidding.
Has it been awesome
But,
using it?
oh my God, it's incredible because it's making me meditate more because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's the middle of the day, I'm kind of losing focus. Oh, I need to build a proposal, so I need to be focused. So I'm like, oh, why don't you do a 10-minute guided meditation?
Yeah.
And I go over, sit down, turn it on. It's so fun to use because it's super high tech.
Yeah.
So it feels like a fun experience.
Sure.
And they just guide you through it. So it's helping me get back into that
That's awesome.
habit. Because
I feel like
I fail to do it on my own.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, I think they need a little push from something. If it's a mirror, if it's like that Peloton app, or if it's from like a personal training coach, if it's from F45, like whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like to like actually get it done, like you need the help of other people.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't think it's something to be ashamed of, wanting help from other people too.
Yeah.
I think some people think get discouraged by that, that process even like, oh, I need help getting to it. But it's like, dude, we're as humans, we have so much going on. You can't just be like everything.
Yeah. Which I feel like sometimes you said like you want to be everything.
Yeah.
You want to do everything.
Yeah. I've definitely gotten more comfortable with being like imperfect.
Yeah.
And just being like me and not really caring like what anyone thinks about me.
It's cool to see that because you're pretty like 100% in everything that you do.
Yeah.
And that's what you said. But like, I feel like your life's pretty go with the flow in the sense of like, yeah, you went to like dance school, but you didn't plan on working at Oracle. Like the things that you do were very like, oh, this is cool. Oh, I enjoy this. Let's go 100% do it. I really like it.
I'm very like yin and yang.
Yin and yang?
Like I'm very like structured, but I'm also very loose and like.
Okay. You think that's good for people to have like both structure as well as like that?
I think so, because I think if you're too structured, you miss out on opportunities, or you miss out on getting to know different people, or because that's something too that I think is really important for our generation. Like I don't only like people that think the same things as me. I like people that think for themselves.
Yeah.
So like being around people that don't share my view, but they think for themselves, I'm like so empowered by it. Like it like energizes me.
That's beautiful. Awesome.
And because that's like the coolest part about humanity, I think, is just sharing different experiences with people. And I think we're all like on this earth to do that. Yeah. Like if you're just like closing yourself off from people because they don't think the same way as you, but you don't get to know why they think that way. Yeah. You're losing an opportunity to have a really beautiful moment or like a cool experience with someone. Wow. So I think like that, sorry, it's kind of a tangent, but it structured made me lead to that, because I think if you're too structured, oh, that person is that religion, or they're that political belief, or they don't want to associate. But like, why don't you talk to them? Yeah. Why don't you find out why they feel that way? Yeah. So I think that's the cool part about like going with the flow and just being open.
Yeah. I think we will end it there. That was a pretty good ending. Hey. Go with the flow, y'all. Mic drop. Mic drop. Miss Angela Kavanaugh, y'all. Thank you, miss.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.